Tempest Rising.
This failure cannot stand. The Dynasty detonated a nuclear warhead within GDF territory.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but for whatever reason, the Dynasty chose to set it off below the surface. Losses could have been a hell of a lot worse.
A nuclear warhead, Colonel. The Earth is already choking in radiation from the last war.
I am aware of the effects, but I was not responsible for its detonation, and neither was the commander.
The bomb was sighted in transit during the commander's last mission. Why did the commander not stop it?
The retreat order had been issued in the face of insurmountable reinforcements from enemy territory. The harebrained mission had been accomplished, and the order was given to prevent further unnecessary loss of life.
The Dynasty cannot be allowed to move nuclear weapons around unchallenged. The commander should have belayed the retreat order and targeted the bomb's escort. Colonel, do I make myself clear?
I think you should see this.
My God, what the hell are those things?
Are you getting this? These creatures are coming from under the ground! Tempest, our Dynasty platoon just got wiped! Please advise! There are too many!
Director?
What was... That's not...
SciComm, Code Red. Issue an immediate retreat order to all GDF units in 10 miles. Get our troops out of there. Weapons free. These things fire back. Get our drone fleet in the air and get me a satellite pointed at this. I want to know what the hell we're dealing with. Commander, your forces are closest.
An unknown aggressor is attacking GDF and Dynasty forces indiscriminately. Evacuate the base and retreat with the MCV to a more defensible location. Enemy firepower is unknown. Enemy intent is unknown. Enemy weaknesses are unknown.
Well, am I glad to see you, General. Did you miss me? It's good to be back in the chair again. I've had a lot to catch up on, and I'm afraid to say, so do you. Turns out, Domovoy has been operating from his ancestral castle right in the middle of the European Tempest Zone. I thought his place had been abandoned. Gets hard to breathe outside sometimes. You can't leave without a hazmat suit. But all the electronics are Tempest shielded. There is actually a pocket of low fallout due to the high concentration of Tempest fields. If we didn't know this was here, GDF surely won't. Looks like he'd been preparing this place for a while. Domovoy, what do you make of him? He seems more awake than I was expecting. I don't know, but he led the Dynasty right from the start. We would have nothing if not for him. Alex is unhappy with him, and I mean, can you blame him? But I follow Alex, and right now, Alex is taking advice from his father. As for what he's planning, he wants the best for the Dynasty, our land, and our Tempest. As far as the rest of the Dynasty knows, nothing. He's still broadcasting his messages of assurance back at Dynasty HQ once he got back to his office. Says there has been an attempt on his life, but that he survived it. Blames GDF rats for the attack. You're right. We should get back to it. We've been watching the detonation site for anything. The Tempest has responded to the fallout. A little faster than expected.
Signal unstable. Data burst interrupted.
GDF holds some of the Dynasty's experimental Tempest-based weaponry in this region, taken during a raid on a nearby base. The research must be reacquired before GDF can replicate it. Be advised, General, I am collating data points on GDF movements. GDF appear to be suffering heavy losses across the map that the Dynasty cannot account for. Proceed with extreme caution.
Too easy.
Commander, it's good to see you. I won't lie, it's chaos. Normally I enjoy not knowing things, but right now, we can't afford mistakes. Things are not looking good. I've seen, well, skimmed reports of mission. You pushed the enemy back. Well done. Other commanders haven't fared so well. Their weaponry is like nothing I've ever seen. The Dynasty is just crumpled. Scopes just got images of their main HQ, or where it used to be. Veti are attacking mankind indiscriminately. But if you're counting on some unholy alliance with the Dynasty, I'd forget it. Their forces are scattering. We're on our own. The Colonel's shipping you back to the front line. Do whatever you can to stop them. It's a word one of the archaeologists found linked to the enemy. We don't know what they're actually called. All attempts to make contact have failed. They've done nothing but kill since they surfaced from wherever they came from. I don't know what they want, but it involves getting rid of us. Is this retaliation for harvesting the Tempest? The footage I've seen is chilling. They're callously precise. It's like they know what humans are, like they've done this before. Great question. From your last mission, we know they're not invincible. We know they can be stopped. They fight with high-energy weapons. Their technology is astounding. I might have thought it was magic had I not been studying Tempest applications for the last decade. But all the same, the creatures themselves seem to be made of flesh and blood. Your tactics may need to change, but conventional weapons are at least still effective. I do have to say, though, maybe I'm anthropomorphizing their body language, but the Veti seem surprised whenever they see one of their kind killed. I get the feeling they're not used to losing. Sounds like your sort of challenge, eh, Commander? They certainly have a history with it. So far, the Red Vine has defied taxonomic classification. We just don't know where it fits into the Tree of Life. It's too early to say with the Veti, but I do have to say I'm disturbed by how human-like their physiology is. At any rate, where did they come from? Where did the Tempest come from? How did they both end up deep under the Earth's surface? I'm sorry, Commander. I really don't know. What I will say is this. We know the Tempest thrives in radioactive environments. That nuclear warhead the Dynasty were transporting, that was right before we saw the Veti. That was the catalyst. Did someone in the Dynasty know? But then, the Veti wiped the Dynasty out. Something doesn't add up. You're going to be the last line of defense between us and the Veti. Best of luck out there, Commander.
Veti forces are approaching over the sea. Establish defenses in the city and prepare to repel the enemy. Deny the Veti access to the Tempest by harvesting the local fields before their arrival. GDF research indicates the following. The vine has been sourced to mineral-rich rock in the upper crust. However, no strong correlations have yet been drawn. The cell structure of the Tempest vine more closely resembles that of the aggressor species than terrestrial eukaryotes. The Veti utilize the Tempest extensively in their technology. Early analysis suggests the Veti may be able to metabolize the Tempest fluid. The Veti's strength lies in their reliance on the Tempest. Their access to the resource must be denied.
I was gravely mistaken. I did what I could, but who could have predicted this? I wouldn't have believed it myself if my people weren't out there dying to these creatures. Deep under the surface, do they come from the same place as the Tempest? Does it come from them? Fine. Let them come. General, I don't entirely trust my father. But somehow he saw this coming. The dynasty still answers to me, and I will hear his advice. For now. GDF are trying diplomacy. Let them have fun with that. These things are tied to the Tempest. They're here to take it from us. That makes things simple. Do not let them. The old man wants a word. Go. But remember, you report to me, not to him.
We need to bring him in. Alex, he's not safe. The Veti are covering ground faster than I'd anticipated. GDF haven't forgotten about us either, and our own headquarters are swarming with Hawthorne. General, you're the finest we have. I couldn't entrust this task to anyone else. This may be our last chance to talk. Can I count on you? That's what GDF have been calling them, though that's not what they call themselves. They are ancient, older than writing. I don't know where they came from, but they are no friends of humanity. The stories of old sometimes called them gods, the legends twisting over time. Beings greater than ourselves who use lightning from their hands to enslave people. They were tricked, it seems. Humanity rose up, taking control of the source of their power, causing a terrible flood that sealed the Veti away. There is a repeating theme in the legends I could find. They protected their orchards jealously, their fields, their vineyards, their crops. The source of their power, General, energy which grows like fruit. Despite my illness, my mind is as sharp as ever. That's not why I stepped down from leadership. Yes, my son forced me out, but it worked in my favor. I had discovered the dynasty was infested with vermin. The Hawthorne Initiative is old. Those wealthy sycophants have had centuries to ingratiate their way into every seat of power. That's how they work. Control the power, but never possess it themselves. They seek to govern the world from afar, shaping it with whispered words rather than weapons. They control the GDF Council, and they are trying to control my dynasty. Who are the Hawthorne? They are the ones who first discovered the Tempest. They learned of its energy potential, piecing together how it grows, how it basks in radiation. They knew all this before the war, before the missiles flew. They knew what would happen if they covered the Earth in fallout. They knew, General. We are going to destroy the dynasty. At least that's how it will appear. GDF is focused on the conquerors, at least for now, and that will draw their fire. That being said, they are sweeping across the map, attacking humans indiscriminately. Dynasty, GDF, civilians, children. HQ will be hit soon. You're going to get Alex out. Just Alex. Then, you will lead the Veti to our former headquarters. It will look to all the world as if the dynasty has fallen. And crucially, we rid ourselves of the Hawthorne rats.
The Veti will soon take the homeland. Fight your way to Dynasty headquarters and evacuate Alex Michelin. Hawthorne agent detected. Hawthorne agent detected. Hawthorne agent detected. Hawthorne agent detected.
You see what has become of my dynasty? Bring me my son, and leave them nothing.